back, Healthy Cooking with the O. Today we are doing a beef stroganoff and we're doing it more of a healthier version. Everybody loves comfort foods, and me as a cardiac rehab nurse, people aren't going to listen to me if I tell them what they can't have. I love to tell people how you can have it. We have reduced the fat intake in the sauce in the beef stroganoff to make it a more heart-healthy version. That way you can still enjoy this food you like. The beef is ready to get out. We baked this at 300 for an hour. These are the sirloin strips that are usually made for stir fry. This is going to be tossed in the stroganoff. In here there is crushed white pepper, beef broth, onion, and a little bit of Paula Deen's house seasoning. Gives great flavor to meat. So I'm just going to stir these up a little bit, and I'm going to drain these because the flavor is already in there, and then we'll toss those at the end in our stir fry. I'm going to drain this meat. I'm going to use this bowl here to drain this. That way I can reserve some of the liquids to season with when I season the stroganoff, because I don't want to lose all of that flavor, but I do not want all this liquid in there. This is an oven-proof pan. You can bake in it. It actually is part of the Paula Deen collection. You can bake in it, or you can use it on the stove top. I am baking the stroganoff actually in this, and I've also baked the beef in it. So that's why I'm draining this. And I'm not even going to wash it. I'm going to leave the flavors in there. That way it kind of does like a reduction when I make my stroganoff sauce. And then I'll just toss the meat back in with the egg noodles. We are using whole wheat egg noodles in this recipe. I'm so excited. There's 6 grams of fiber in these, which is great heart healthy because you need the fiber for a heart healthy diet. 8 grams of protein. There is no saturated fat. There's only 180 calories, and that is in 1.5 cups of egg noodles. Great addition for this. Okay, so we're going to boil these egg noodles for about 6 to 8 minutes. 6 minutes if you want them more firm, 8 minutes if you want them more tender. You need to stir them occasionally because they will stick. These egg noodles are a great addition to this dish. They are only 1 gram of fat total in these egg noodles for your serving size. We all love comfort foods. That's what we want. So I want to tell people what they can have, not what they can't. The things that I'm using tonight are a half a cup of fat-free half and half, 1 carton of sliced mushrooms, 8 ounces of reduced fat sour cream, and 4 ounces of fat-free cream cheese. Now, the reason I've made this healthier option is because in my cardiac rehab class, a lot of people around here want this comfort food, the beef stroganoff, but they make it with heavy whipping cream or they're using whole milk. I have opted to use fat-free half and half, a reduced fat sour cream because you need a little bit of fat to make that sauce creamier and hold it together, but we're using a fat-free cream cheese, so we pulled out some calories here and there to make it a more healthier option for you. Okay, so I'm just going to heat up this cream just to kind of get it to room temperature, and then I'm going to add my sour cream and my cream cheese. I did let this set out about 15 to 20 minutes just to soften it, so it'll make it a little easier when I make this. Now we're going to reduce this kind of down. This pan is what I baked the meat in, so it still has the flavor from the meat, and that will help season it, so we won't have to add any more salt or anything. Alright, so we've got the cream heated up, so now we're going to add the sour cream and just kind of melt that down in there. This sauce is a really good cream-based sauce too, even if you weren't doing the beef stroganoff. You could just add, any other flavors to help give it some more flavor to do any kind of pasta. One ingredient I forgot to highlight earlier was 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. This gives it a lot of flavor and makes a creamy, great flavor to the sauce. So now you just want to kind of whisk up the sauce. That helps it make it creamy. You don't want it boiling too much because it will stick, but you need to give a little bit of a boil to it, not a rapid boil, just to kind of help marry all those flavors together. And it will help thin this sauce down because it's kind of thick right now, but the longer that you kind of let it sit here and stew on the stove top will help the sauce get thinner. Remember also, you did cook the beef in here, and we're using the same pan and we didn't wash it out, so you still got the flavors from that cooked beef and onions that's also going to be in this gravy. Okay, I'm just going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper, and then I'm just going to whisk that in before I add the mushrooms. I also bought these mushrooms whole. When you buy whole mushrooms, they have more flavor. When you buy sliced mushrooms and they sit in those little packages, they lose a lot of their flavor. So anytime something calls for sliced mushrooms, go ahead and just buy the whole mushrooms and then slice them yourself. So now I'm just going to add the egg noodles, the whole wheat egg noodles. And this will help get all the sauces on these noodles. You just really want to mix in these noodles and get all the sauce all over these noodles. It makes it really delish. Okay, so now I've added the beef and the onions to this, and I'm just going to toss them together. And remember, I did reserve some of that juice that I drained off that beef because I had cooked that in beef broth. That's going to give some more flavor to this. So I'm just going to add about 1/2 cup. And this you can kind of just, however the consistency that you want. Start out small because you can always add more. You just want to mix that in until it gets good and juicy. And I am going to add just a little bit more of that broth. And you're going to get that good beefy flavor mixed all in with this. So now you're going to cover this and you're just going to let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes on medium to medium-low heat. Okay, so we're ready to plate it up now. This is cooked for about 10 or 15 minutes covered. Smells delish. You've got the great aromas of the mushrooms, of the onions, of the beef. Great, great aroma. Nice and hot. Okay. It's all about give or take. We chose not to use the whole milk or the heavy whipping cream in this dish. We chose instead to use a fat-free cream cheese, a reduced fat sour cream, and a fat-free half and half. You still get that same creamy sauce that you do in a traditional beef stroganoff, but it's half the fat, half the calories, and using a whole wheat egg noodle is such a heart-healthy option. I've really enjoyed these last few weeks sharing my favorite recipes with you guys with healthier options and being a part of the Real Women of Philadelphia's competition.